Hello friends, so I'm a little sad today because this past week I found out that I wasn't going to get that promotion at my job that I'd been aiming to get for at least the past year. I was hoping to be appointed to Vice President of Etymological Affairs at my company, but instead, a colleague of mine was appointed. And the even worse news is that there's actually been a little restructuring in my company. So not only did I not get appointed to the position I wanted, but I also got a little bit of a demotion. And although I still have the same salary, my title has now changed to Senior Etymological Manager instead of Director of Etymology. So yeah, I not only didn't get appointed, but I also literally got disappointed. And that, of course, is very disappointing. Having experienced this major setback, I now know why this particular sentiment, as in the pain of being demoted at work, is what gave the name to this feeling that we sometimes get in all sorts of situations, not just work. That's right, our modern word disappoint came to English via the Middle French verb disappointer, which, logically enough, combines the prefix des and the verb appointer, and which first appeared in the 14th century in French government records, where it was used to describe an instance of a military officer being relieved from his post. The poor guy was literally disappointed from his position by the king, and likely felt what we today would call disappointment in modern English. And what's interesting is that the verb disappointer didn't really evolve into modern French. Its descendant, disappointer, is rarely used today, and instead modern French uses another verb, décevoir, to convey the same meaning. The English word disappoint, on the other hand, evolved from the Old French word and experienced quite the shift in meaning along the way. Over the course of the 16th century, it started to mean not only to relieve someone from their post, but also to thwart their plans, both personal and professional, and then later, their personal aspirations as well. And then, later, the word experienced another shift in meaning, away from simply ruining someone's plans and career to instead focusing on the emotion itself, specifically the intense letdown, or regret, that someone who had just been disappointed was likely experiencing. Oh, and one other point I should make. If you go beyond Old French to Latin, then you get the root of disappoint and appoint, which is actually the Latin phrase ad punctum, or literally to the point. And that makes sense, because when we think about it, when you're setting an appointment, or when you're appointed to a new position, then it's important to be precise about the details, like, for example, when the appointment is, where it will be, what exactly you'll be doing in your new appointment, and also, well, okay, I think you get the point. And when your appointment falls through, and instead you get disappointed, so to speak, well yes, that is pretty disappointing, and disappointed is therefore what I've been feeling all week. But it's fine, I guess. It's been admittedly not a great week at work, but I still have a job. I haven't been literally completely disappointed yet, but merely appointed to a new position. And so this disappointing situation at work inspired me to make this video, which, hopefully, in the modern sense, didn't disappoint you. Thanks for watching.